The Mel King Institute was really born out of what we called the Community Development Innovation Forum.
So really thinking about the work that's happening in communities and how it's increasingly complicated and people need access to resources and skills and knowledge.
And we were also beginning to see a generational shift in who was doing the work as the initial founders of the movement moved on and new people were coming into the field, and we wanted to make sure that they were trained and ready to go.
So we decided that what we needed was to create some sort of an institute that's a partnership, because there's a lot of players within the field of community development.
So we started talking about building out more professional training, and it grew into what we now know as the Mel King Institute.
We started off with trainings, but now we have a full spectrum of different offerings, including the core competencies and tools for people to track their professional development.
And we do it in 5 different areas: housing, we do it in economic development, nonprofit governance, racial equity, and community engagement and community organizing.
Mel King got introduced through one of your courses on board member trainings, and being involved with the Housing Authority and Mel King, you get to interact with a lot of other agencies within the state. So that to me was very fulfilling.
I was first introduced to the Mel King Institute when I participated in the Alliance Mentorship Program.
It's just been really great to have someone to talk about my career trajectory.
And I think having a mentor boosts your confidence and lets you know that there's actually a career path within this industry.
I was a mentor to a phenomenal mentee very early on in the first cycle of the program. It was a phenomenal experience, and we still try to keep in touch to this day.
Those who are on the front lines, they need our support, and that's what we're here to do.
So having the training, the workshops, opportunity to network and meet people is what the Institute offers, and it is having an impact.
It's not any one thing as much as it's many things, and the fact that we could at any point open up the website and pick something that's valuable to us is a great resource.
The cool thing about those workshops is that there's so many different aspects to community development, right? From conflict resolution to very specific things like economic development, and we're doing really cool work around youth development and entrepreneurship.
So having a program like the Institute to develop the future leaders is going to be a necessity to make progress.
You know, honestly, the legacy of the Mel King Institute is that it's provided that platform for us to learn new skills and also to build the relationships.
We knew it had to be a collaborative enterprise, that to do this well and to really impact the whole field, everybody had to be at the table. And that's one thing that Mel always did. He brought people together. The Wednesday morning breakfast meetings, which gave birth to this movement, was all about bringing people together to solve problems and make things happen.
I remember really early on, I went to one of the breakfasts and got to meet some of his family and also got to meet other people within the community development space, and to have someone open up their home to you is a different level of community building.
Let's try to build the field we want. And that's exactly what Mel and so many others did back in the 70s when they created the infrastructure to build this field.
You know, it's a lot of that activism and a lot of that movement building, I think, is what led to the creation of community development corporations, other organizations, and the wealth of nonprofits that we have in Boston today.
It's wonderful to honor 10 years of the Mel King Institute.
What this institute does is it keeps on making sure that people are learning and people are growing, and it's bringing in a new generation to do this work. So that stuff is powerful.
And just to realize that this is just the beginning of a journey.
So I know Mel didn't coin this, but he always says this: teamwork makes the dream work. It would not be without our partners, the students, and the broad spectrum of folks from all different walks of life that really help make the Mel King Institute happen.
We have to live up to what Mel represents. Part of meeting the standard is knowing just you always have more work to do. But I hope he takes pride in what we've been able to accomplish, and we will always do everything we can to live up to our name.